Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I created this look, stay tuned. Starting off, I'm going to fill my eyebrows in with the Evita Joseph Espet brow liner in the shade Rich Espresso. I'm also going in with the Juvia's Place brow pen, and I'm going to create some strokes in my eyebrows. To clean up the bottom part of my brows, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand Deep. I'm going in with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Truffle, which is closer to my skin tone. I'm going to use that to clean the front part of the bottom of my brow so that it's not way too harsh, because the Tarte concealer was like really light. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend all the concealer under my brows out. I had a hard time blending out the bottom bits because the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer dries down very fast and I didn't blend it out fast enough, so it dried down on me, but I was able to pull through. So I'm going to use the rest of the concealer on my brush. I'm using the NARS concealer, which is close to my skin tone, to clean up the top part of my brows. And then I'm going ahead to blend it out as well. To prime my eyelids for eyeshadow, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer again in the same shade Tan Sand Deep. I'm gonna buff it out with my damp sponge from Real Techniques. To set down the concealer, I'm using the One Size Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. Just going in with a light layer to set the concealer down so we can begin with eyeshadow. I'm using the Juvia's Place Warrior eyeshadow palette and I used that warm brown shade. I'm gonna put that in my crease and blend it out. Next, I'm going into the dark chocolate brown color. I'm going to put that in my outer V and blend that up into my crease. For the shimmer color, I'm going into this combination and I'm gonna put that all on my eyelids. I didn't want to stray away too far from the colors that I used in my crease because I'm trying to create a chocolate look and I didn't want it to be way too golden. So I think that the mixture of those two shimmers kind of looked good. Let me know what you think down below. I went back into the crease with the colors that I used before so that I can blend out any harsh lines between the transition color and the shimmer that I applied onto my eyelid. I'm going into a matte black color and I'm going to use that to create a wing as close to my lash line as possible. For eyelashes, I'm going into these Lily lashes. They are called Doha and I'm just putting that on my lash line. They have this cat eye look and I really like them. Thank you to Lily Lashes for sending me these lashes. I've really been enjoying them. For primer, I'm using the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. I'm just going to put that where I get oily and what's left on my hand, I'm going to spread it across my face. I'm going into color corrector. I'm using the Huda Beauty Full Filter color corrector. This is in the shade Papaya and I'm going to blend that out with a brush. For foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint and the LA Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. I'm using the shade Blue so that it will make my foundation a little bit more neutral. My foundation looks a little red. I've noticed that, so this is what I've been doing to just kind of make the foundation match my skin better. This is my shade, but it's just a little bit too yellow. So in the future, I would be able to find a foundation that matches my skin so much better. But for now, I'm going to be mixing my foundations with the color mixing pigment. The blue makes it a little bit more neutral. So I believe that LA Pro has other colors like yellow, if I'm not mistaken, and green. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can check it out to mix your foundations to make them warmer or cooler depending on what you need. I'm gonna go in with a sponge to pick up any excess foundation. For concealer, I'm going back in with a Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and the shade Tan Tan Deep. I'm gonna apply the concealer where I usually do, under my eyes, the tip and the bridge of my nose, mustache area, chin, and forehead. And I'm going straight in to blend it out because this concealer dries down very fast, so I don't want it to dry down on me and mess up my base.
Easy on the
I'm going to leave what's under my eyes for now and use my cream bronzer from NARS. This is the Laguna bronzer in the shade 04. I'm gonna apply that where I usually do, which is the hollows of my cheekbones, the chin and jawline, and my forehead and temples. And then I'm going back in to blend out the concealer under my eyes. Going back in with the sponge to blend out the concealer under the eyes. And then back in with my brush that I used to blend out the cream bronzer, just to blend out any harsh lines between the contour and the bronzer. For liquid blush, I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics liquid camo blush in the shade Bronze Bombshell. I'm gonna apply that on the apples of my cheeks and go ahead and blend it out. Back in with the brush that I used to blend out the concealer. I'm going back in to blend out any harsh lines. I didn't go back in with extra products, just the brush that I used. And for my nose, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cosmetics Halo Glow Beauty 1 contour in the shade Tan. I'm going to apply that onto my nose to sculpt it, like to contour my nose. And then back in with the sponge to blend out any harsh lines, to take off any excess product, and to blend out any creases, because I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Pressed Powder in the shade Medium 2. I'm using that with my puff to set the under eye area before I go in and use my loose setting powder from one side to go over my under eyes and set everywhere else that I applied the concealer to. To set the cream bronzer, I'm using the NARS Laguna bronzer in the shade 06. I'm going over the hollows of my cheekbones, my chin and jawline area, and my forehead and temples to set those areas down. I'm also going to go over my nose contour to set that area down as well. Then I'm going into my loose setting powder to bake. Going in with the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in the shade Baby's Got Black, and I'm going to use that to tightline my waterline, top and bottom. And then I'm going back in with a darker brown and the soft warm brown that I used in my crease to smoke out the lower lash line, just to tie the eye look together. And then I'm going in to dust off any fallout and blend in the excess powder under my eyes. For powder blush, I'm using the Tarte Cosmetics Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Enchanted. I'm just going over where I applied my liquid blush earlier. I'm going to set my face with the Lip Bars Next to Skin Setting Spray. For highlighter, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. Putting that on the tip of my nose, the high points of my cheekbones, my brow bone area, and the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna go in with some mascara as well. For my eyebrows, I'm using the NYX Cosmetics, the brow glue in the shade dark brown to set my eyebrow hairs down. And I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Cosmetics liquid eyeliner. I'm using that on where I have bumps on my face and my mole under my eyes. And to line my lips, I'm using the Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. To tie the entire look together, I'm using my Dose of Colors liquid matte lipstick in the shade Chocolate Wasted. And that is pretty much the entire look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so grateful for all your support this year. Looking forward to a fruitful next year, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Happy New Year. Bye guys.